Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Natalie Raymond with Multi Business Solutions, and I am joined today by Dawn Finn. Dawn, do you want to introduce yourself?
Thank you, Natalie. I'm Dawn Finn. I'm a certified family development specialist.
Excellent. And today we are just going to chat conversational style, probably hopefully talk about 15 minutes or so about protecting your mental health. And we're going to talk a little bit about the employer's perspective of what they should consider for their employees. And then we'll also just talk about individuals and how individuals can help to protect their mental health and some tools and resources that they have available. We did a video not so long ago about physical safety and physical health, and obviously that's very important, and employers should be looking to do what they can during these COVID-19 times. But tell us a little bit about mental health, Dawn, and your experience in helping people. What is some things we need to think about in terms of, our mental health and how to protect it?
Well, for me, mental health really, it talks about our thoughts. Now, that's not saying that there aren't people that have depression or anxiety. That's a chemical imbalance. And those people really should be seeing a psychiatrist or somebody in the mental health field that could really help prescribe them. I generally work with the thoughts and the thoughts that create the anxiety, that create the issues that we think we face.
Right.
Or feel
right.
we face.
Right. There's a lot of research, isn't there, about just like how much our thoughts do control us more than we even think, like in our subconscious and all of that, and how quickly that we can, just make up stories. We've talked about that a little bit, right? About the stories we can make up in our heads that might not be true, but we tell ourselves they are. And pretty soon we've worked ourselves up into a tizzy over nothing.
And we can believe those stories. So they may not be true to you. So you and I can see the exact same thing. And what's unique to that is because of the way we were raised and the information we have in our head, we can see that same exact story differently. Right. And once then you ask me how I see it, I ask you, and we don't see it. So we want to kind of make each other see our point of view. But it's okay to have different points of view, but it's to know that it's my truth, not necessarily your truth.
Right. Yes, that's so true. So what are some things that, so you're a coach and you've been helping people overcome some of these issues with their thoughts and guide their thoughts in the right direction and turn them more positive. What are some additional things you've seen from people in struggles that they're having because of COVID-19 that's maybe, above and beyond an issue that they might have had a year ago?
Oh, wow. I'm glad you asked that one, because this one, I got goosebumps when you just asked that. So before, I would have questions on how to navigate looking for a job, interviewing. How can I get over the thoughts of how I feel towards my parents? How can I get help with the gas voucher? Just some basic life necessity ones. But now the COVID-19 has affected across all economic status. So no matter where you lie in that, but it's about connection. Most of my calls are dealing with people who just need to talk to another human being. Right. And it's not necessarily our daughters or our mothers or our cousins, but really, friends, people who just need to be heard at the moment. Yeah. That's what I see the most of.
Okay. Well, that makes sense to me, because I think for myself too, that's something that I can say, it's easy to struggle with a loss of connection, and we've got our kids home with us now, if we have kids, because the schools are shut down. Yes. And I think they're feeling a loss of connection to their kid, their friends and stuff too. And so that is definitely challenging.
And now think about this, that children don't always have the words to describe what it is they're feeling the loss of. Right. So as parents, that even puts an extra little burden on us to have to interpret what is going on and to ask the questions and to figure it out. They're not going to be able to call their friend or, say, hey, like you and I can. This is what's going on. they can't even identify some of that. So really, as parenting, having that support system, I strongly want to encourage somebody for you to talk to as a parent, somebody to help you navigate so you have the patience and the time to be able to go back and answer those questions. And one of the things you and I had talked about previously too is having that opportunity for your children to connect to other people. I have friends who their children are doing Zoom dates. So
Yeah.
they're still being able to practice that stay at home, but they're really trying to get them connected.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. I think
Mhm.
that is so important. So what are some things that you would say to employers? Again, we think about there's a lot of responsibility and employers have a lot going on, just even trying to keep, in many cases, their businesses going. And we know that they want to do right by their employees, but sometimes they just get busy and, forget some of the things
Well,
maybe.
they have expectations. I mean, I need to get the work done, so I'm expecting you to do the work. Well,
Right.
we are in a little different time, and maybe some mindfulness. So as a boss, if I look at you and I'm having the expectation that you're going to complete this, maybe the mindfulness to understand that you have children at home. How can I help you navigate it so you can complete the work? What is it that we can do to help? Now, for people in Minnesota, especially our area, there is an employee assistant program, and I'll make sure that the link so people can connect and check it out. But it also helps you as an employer how to help and then how to connect. So, and I'm going to say again on you, Natalie, you call me and you say that you're really having some issues. How can I help connect you to a therapist or a coach? And that employee assistance program has great information in doing just that.
That's perfect. Yeah. Sometimes people don't even know where to call or who to reach out to or,
Mhm.
how to find the resources, right? So, yeah, if you can
Right.
link to that for anybody that's watching this, that they can check it out if that's their situation. I think, as you mentioned, employers just being mindful and where they can, maybe trying to be flexible with the times that their employees are working. I know not every industry that's going to work for, but, for us, a lot of times maybe it's meaning that I need to work earlier in the morning or later at night because in the middle of the day I've
Yeah.
got to do some homeschooling, or I don't typically work on the weekends, but maybe some of my hours are going to come in the weekends. So I think it's communication, right? Trying to figure out a plan and
Yes.
communicating some of,
So the best advice and I didn't mean to cut you off, sorry
no,
about
you're
that.
good.
The thing that I'm thinking the best for an employer is how can I create the environment to have you feel like you can communicate with me and say, hey, this isn't working. And then we together can figure out what works. So it's not saying, hey, I can't do my job.
Right.
What's happening right now isn't working, but these are the things that I see. And when you can have that type of engagement and collaboration, you begin to build way more than you would ever by showing up during the 9 to 5.
Right. Yeah, I think that's great. I think being able to talk about it, come with a solution, and if you're the employee, that you try to create some ideas too that you can bring
Mhm.
forth and say, hey, like you say, this isn't working, but here's what I think would work. Can we work on
Mhm.
this? Can we be flexible? So I think that's great. What are some other thoughts, I guess, you have about just trying to keep ourselves, our mental health protected? Is there things we can do like in our daily life, in our daily routine that might be helpful?
Well, there are a few, but humor is one of my biggest ones.
Yes,
And we have a video that you're
we
going to have to
do.
click on. And it is funny about just, I think that's the biggest thing. What can we do to laugh? If
Right,
we're laughing at ourselves, we're not crying and we are releasing still. So that's the biggest thing when we feel overwhelmed or frustrated or, that there's too much coming at us. Stop it and then laugh.
right.
There's laughing yoga too. I have friends that are instructors on that. And you just break out. you know, it makes you have a belly laugh. And it seems like but the endorphins, the chemicals that release help to release what you are feeling overwhelmed. And one of the things that I've learned about, and I might be going off a little tangent here, but when we continually say, I am overwhelmed, I am overwhelmed, what you're really saying is, I don't have enough energy to finish that task. I am lacking the energy to be able to complete this. And so what is it that you're missing? So how are you caring for yourself? So one of the best things, and again, we have another video because we like humor.
Right.
Routine, getting up and getting dressed.
Yeah.
I'm in a sweater and I'm in a dress and I'm in my sandals. I feel better about myself today, even though, don't get me wrong, I like to be in my pajamas.
Right.
I wouldn't mind working a couple of days at home like that. But when you feel that you're showing up to life, just listen to that. Let your thoughts, you are showing up to life.
Right.
Prepared.
Yep. Yes. I think it helps too. Like I've noticed for me, when you're working from home, you're here in your home all the time. So sometimes it's hard to say, when is my working time and when is my, personal time and time with my family? And for me at least, if I get up and get dressed up on the work days, I'm putting in my mind that, okay, this is my work. I'm forcing my mind to say, this is my work day. I'm going to get up, get in my work clothes. But when it comes to Saturday and, maybe Sunday, if I'm not going to church now, I'm going to hang around in my pajamas because this is my, my personal day. And I think that just helps to create a little bit of distinction. And it's just easy, a little life hack, maybe, it seems like.
It's a very good life hack, and you're right, because it does set our mind up and our thoughts. Oh, I'm still in my pajamas, so it must be Saturday,
Yep.
The other thing is creating a spot in your house that is just about work, and then training everybody else around you that when I'm here, this is the work zone. There's nothing else. And then they get to understand that when you step into that, it's a different hat.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, I think just little things, talking about little routines we can do. I mean, I'm sure you've got some other ideas and thoughts, but I always love the video, like about just like get up and make your bed, right? I don't know if you've seen that one. I think it's the commencement speech from some military general, right? Or something military. And he talks about the importance of just getting up every day and making your bed. And that one small task will set you on a path for success. And I think, it seems silly, but it's something you can do, right?
It is. It's very easy to do. And I actually think that, I know you said, we feel it's a little silly thing, but what it really teaches us is discipline. What it really teaches us is to care for ourselves. And what it tells your mind and the thoughts, when those thoughts start to, I've accomplished something. So you've already accomplished something in the first 5 minutes of you getting up. Right. What better way to feel like you can tackle the day? Right. You will get way more done. I was in treatment. I've been sober 26 years. Oh, and one of the things, thank you. One of the things that we've had to do in treatment was we had to make our bed every morning. And they were really trying to teach us this internal self-discipline.
Right. That's great. Yeah. Is there anything else, I guess, Dawn, seems like our time is going so fast. I'm looking here and going, man, we could talk forever, but is there any other really good, tips, resources you feel like, from if I'm an individual or if I'm an employer, things that can help me to navigate and things that I should be doing or resources, again, just really knowing the importance of our mental health?
I think the biggest thing is to connect with another human being. Hands down, I think when our thoughts start to take us over, if we live there, we grow there. And so let's not let that grow. Let me get it out. If you're the type of person who likes to verbally do it, maybe journal. I think that those are things in this time. How can we handle it? Hands down, call a coach. And that's one of the things that we were going to talk about too, is that between the Multicultural Center, they have some people on staff that can help. I'm a coach. That's what I do for the Welcome Place. There is a phone number. You can go to the Facebook pages or even the websites. And I think Multicultural for Pelican Rapids is just a Facebook page,
Okay.
and reach out to people. Reach out to them. If you don't know where to go, you're not sure, reach out to one of us. We can help navigate that field for you and get you where you need to go. But journaling, if you don't want to talk to somebody, you're not an extrovert,
Yes.
journal.
We got a video on
I'm
that. That's why we're laughing as well, because we enjoyed how different people are handling this, right? Extroverts versus introverts.
I can't tell you how much I've learned by watching that short clip, even though it's humorous.
Yeah.
It really, I mean, even though I knew it, the visual of that just, it blew me away, because all of a sudden I was like, whoa,
Yep.
now I get it.
Right. Right. Yes.
It's funny, the simple little things help us.
Yes.
And
They
I
do.
think that that's it. And be mindful. I know we talked about physical and stuff, but what we do put in, what we do watch. So if you're sitting there and you're consuming a lot of violence, that's going to happen. So even though we know we're watching more TV and we're on the computer more these days, let's just be mindful of how much time you do put in that, and see if you can't switch it. You play a game, cards, go for a walk,
Yes.
especially in northwestern Minnesota. I mean, you are going to be social distancing naturally.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Yeah, as the weather's getting nicer, I definitely think too that getting outside has just been really nice for myself and my family. And the days when the sun is shining, oh, it just improves my mood so much.
So if your office is in a room and it doesn't have any light, the day that it's good, take your computer out to the deck and enjoy the sun, absorb it.
Right.
Um, one of the things I like to tell people, if you don't have a garden, get a container garden, just play in some dirt. You don't
Yeah.
have to grow anything, but just play in the dirt.
Right. Yep. No, that's good advice. I think, Dawn, that like the resources you said to contact is great, reaching out to you as a coach. I feel like a lot of times maybe people, are just afraid to do it because we don't want to admit that we're struggling or that we need help. And I think that everybody should just understand that nobody has got this figured out. Like we're all struggling in some ways, some maybe more than others, but there should be no shame in saying, like raising my hand and saying, I need help. I need to call somebody. I need to reach out. So like you say, you can make a connection. And I really hope that people would do that.
So let me just say that one of the thoughts that get us in that area really is that because I'm good at this, I'm the expert, or I got life by the tail on this. It doesn't mean that everything else is there. And it doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It doesn't mean that you're wrong. All that means is that you've successfully educated yourself and had the experiences in this area. Now it's time to maybe work on this area. When you look at a coach, it really is about what is it that you in your life want to address and get over? What is it that you want to be able to achieve, in that aspect? And that's what the coach really does.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. You think about, a coach, relating it to sports, their
Mm-hmm.
job, they can't play the game for the players, right? But their job is to help to guide them in the right direction, point out things to them that maybe, you're not running that play like I told you. So let me help you point out how you can, do it differently, and maybe be successful. And I think sometimes just having a coach maybe is like having a mirror held up to yourself a little bit and being able to see some things that maybe you didn't see before.
That's absolutely beautiful, because it is a mirror put up and saying, hey, I think the best thing for me, and it's starting to escape me because I have those moments.
No, it's all good. We all do.
When you're seeking a coach, it's different than talking to your friend. It is different than talking to your parents or your spouse. That coach is supposed to put that mirror up in front of you. I am an information and I am mirroring so you can see what it is that you need. I'm the conversation. I am not here to do the work for you,
Yeah.
but to help facilitate your growth.
Right. No, that's great. That's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, Dawn, how do people get a hold of you if they want to reach out for coaching?
Well, we'll make sure we put it in the link, but you can call the Welcome Place. I do have a cell phone, which is 218-270-8811. That number again, 218-270-8811. And if I can't help you, I will help you find somebody.
Perfect. Perfect. We thank you for it. So yeah, we will link, put some resources and links in the video, and please reach out to Dawn or reach out to somebody if you feel like you need a little help and guidance in these difficult times, and don't be afraid or don't feel bad if that's the case. So we wish you all the best. Thank you.
I want to thank you for your time. I appreciate it. And I do want to mention that I'll make sure that the multicultural number is attached as well in a link so people know how to reach them if they feel more inclined to do that.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Dawn. I appreciate your
this.
time today. It was great to talk to you.
Completely honored. I can't wait. Talk to you later.